Hello guys, welcome to my channel Magnetic Mindset. You ever sit across from a woman? She's stunning, sharp, and everything you imagined you wanted. And you think, if I had more money, she'd want me more? Let me crush that illusion for you right now. Because the truth is, and most people won't admit it, women don't actually want a rich man. They're after a certain kind of man. And that man? He could be broke today and wealthy tomorrow, and it wouldn't change a thing. What draws her in isn't in your wallet, it's in your energy. Once you truly understand what women secretly desire more than money, you'll stop chasing things you thought made you attractive and start becoming the kind of man that makes her give in without even knowing why. In this video, I'm going to share with you 6 hidden desires women have, cravings they can't even explain to themselves. And the deeper we go, the more you'll see that if you master these things, she'll start following your lead. She'll stay up replaying the words you said. She'll start needing your presence like oxygen. And she won't even realize what's happening. So stay with me, because by the time we hit number 6, you'll become the kind of man who doesn't need money to be desirable. Women will feel rich just by being around you. Let's dive in. And if you already feel this truth in your bones, then stick around. There's something for you at the end. Oh, and before we move on, I've got a gift for you. A free ebook, The Female Mind Control Handbook. It unveils the hidden secrets to making any woman crave you on a deep emotional level. Grab your copy now. It's linked in the description and pinned in the comments. Let's go, brother. 1. Emotional control. This is the one high she can't quit. Forget the cash. What she really wants is a man who knows how to control emotional energy without shouting or lifting a finger. Let me explain. Every day she deals with emotionally immature men. Guys who get offended, who react too fast, who overanalyze every word she texts. But you don't flinch. You don't rush. You don't go looking for approval. You're like a steady flame that doesn't beg for more wood. It just burns, because that's what it does. And when she tests you, acts cold, throws shade, pulls back, you don't fall for it. You smile, you lean back, you say something like, I see what you're doing. You want attention or something deeper? Boom, power shift. That's emotional control. It's not manipulation. It's not gaslighting. It's leadership. Psychological leadership. You're the only one in her life who can handle her emotional waves and still keep your center. She gives herself to that man, not out of weakness, but because he's stronger. She starts chasing your praise. She wants your kindness. She fights for your attention because she knows how rare and valuable it is. And here's the craziest part. It costs $0. But it's worth more than a black card. Because a woman might cheat on a man with millions, but she'll kneel for the one who owns her emotionally. 2. The erotic unknown. When she can't figure you out, she starts obsessing. Here's the truth most men don't hear. The most powerful man in her life is the one she doesn't quite understand. She's used to guys being easy to read. Oh, he's going to get jealous now. He'll probably double text soon. He's just like the others. Then you show up and her pattern breaks. You don't text back instantly. You're kind but hard to read. You flirt but never give everything away. You brush your hand against hers and then leave her standing there. It drives her mad. You're not being mysterious just to play games. You're mysterious because you're deep. You've got layers. You've got purpose. You have places inside you she's not allowed into unless you let her in. And now? She wants in bad. You want to talk real feminine desire? A woman's deepest craving is tied to mystery. Not knowing what you'll say next, not knowing what turns you on, not knowing what might make you walk away. That's not bad boy behavior. That's true masculine polarity. And when she feels it, she softens, she leans in, she gets turned on just thinking about your voice. That's not your bank account talking. That's your presence, your energy, your mystery becoming her addiction. 3, unshakable certainty. In a world full of men who crumble, this is what makes her stay. She might claim she wants the man with the car, the lifestyle, the flash, but what really makes her stay and surrender? Certainty, not the "I watched a podcast yesterday" kind of confidence. I mean the kind of certainty that's written in your eyes, in the way you sit, in the way you walk into a room like it belongs to you. You're 3'5", you've been through hell, you've been betrayed, lost jobs, watched your dreams burn. And yet, here you are, still solid, still moving forward. That's the certainty she can't explain, but desperately wants to feel. When a man knows exactly who he is, women lean in without knowing why. Her heart might race for a guy in designer, but her soul opens for the one who doesn't flinch when she challenges him. She'll never admit this out loud, but she wants to feel small in your presence, not because you dominate her, but because your calm energy makes her world make sense. She wants to lean into a man who doesn't panic when she's emotional, who doesn't crumble when she gets difficult. That kind of presence doesn't come from buying things. It comes from choosing strength in the quiet, from crushing weakness under your feet and rising anyway. When she feels that strength, she respects you, she trusts you, she follows your lead, and she doesn't even know why. 4, the power of real attention. In a world of men glued to their screens, this is your superpower. You want to know why you, an average earner, working a normal job, still had her hooked during that midnight conversation. It's because you were fully there. You weren't checking your phone. You weren't distracted. Your gaze said, "Nothing else exists right now except you." That's what she wants. Not a jet, not a sports car. She wants to be seen. She wants to feel like you're listening to her soul before ever touching her skin. Most men have the attention span of a squirrel. You sit still. You look deeply. You let silence speak louder than words. That kind of presence makes her feel like a woman again. Not because of what you say, but because while you said it, nothing pulled you away. Guys spend thousands on gifts and dates. You could hand her a bottle of water and a look that says everything, and she'd still melt. Want the real trick? If you master your attention, she'll hand you her submission willingly. 5, the quiet alpha. He doesn't need to prove anything, and still, the room knows who's in control. There's a certain kind of man who walks in, doesn't say a word, and yet the air shifts. People feel him. Women feel him. He's not chasing likes. He doesn't flex his life online. His very existence speaks louder than any post ever could. This man has lived. He's got pain stitched into his skin, the kind of pain that, when she lays her head on your chest, makes her think, "What has this man survived?" You don't need to be the loudest. When you finally do speak, everyone listens, because you've earned it. You don't need to show off. Your life already proves itself. Women aren't drawn to noise. They're drawn to strength that lets them be chaotic without shaking. She doesn't want to be the center of attention. She wants to orbit a man who doesn't move when the world does. When you stop trying to win her over with what you own and start living as a man who is enough on his own, that's when she forgets every other option. That's the real treasure. That's more addictive than gold. And she might never be able to explain it, but she'll keep trying to prove herself worthy just to be near you. Look, if you're in your 30s or older, the world's been feeding you lies. Get rich, get girls, show it off, pretend. But when no one's watching, real women crave something deeper. A man with clarity, a man with focus, a man who chooses peace over performance. Not because he needs her, but because he chooses her from a place of wholeness. You don't have to be rich to make her tremble. You just have to be the kind of man who can't be moved. If you're feeling this, drop a comment. I am not done. And if you are one of the few who truly gets this kind of masculine energy, hit the like. Subscribe, not because it's trendy, but because you're done settling for average. Let's build this tribe of real men. More heat coming. Stay grounded, stay powerful. Let's keep rising.